This one should be an absolute banger meet. I cannot wait to see how Douglas Silva de Andrade looks against the absolute killer Said Nurmagomedov, who the last time we saw him was back in January, and we only got 47 seconds worth of him because he submitted Cody Stamann and just made absolute easy work over the Spartan. And I was very impressed with that one because Cody Stamann is a guy who doesn't always win every single fight, but if he's not winning, is usually in very close competitive contests where he's going to test your level. And ultimately, it was not a test at all. Cody got absolutely smoked. And if we remember, Said did the exact same thing to Mark Striegel in October of 2020, and that was over in 51 seconds, right? So the last two times we've seen Said Nurmagomedov, he's fought for a combined less than 2 minutes, and we know that the sort of inactivity has sort of plagued him of recently. I mean, we've only seen him once in the last almost 3 years essentially, so I'm curious to see if this fight, and I'm assuming it will, goes beyond the 1 minute mark. Then what will he look like against Douglas Silva, who, similar to Said, is also coming in with a nice 2-fight win streak, 2 straight finishes as well, just like Nurmagomedov, and they were against Gaetano Perello. That was a knockout punch within about 2 minutes. Easy work for Dougie. And then most recently, it was against Sergey Morozov. You and I were watching that fight together, and it was one where it wasn't looking good for Douglas, but ultimately he was able to just somehow come back, turn the tide in that second round, and pick up a nice rear naked choke for himself. So do you think that this levels test for Said is going to be too much, and at minus 255 Said just stumbles, or do you think Douglas at plus 215 is destined to get smoked by Said?
Yeah, no, I think he's destined to get smoked by Said. I think they're really trying to build this kid up. This kid is a force to be reckoned with. I mean, who does that to Cody Stan, man? You know, that like 20-second submission, you know, pretty impressive. I think he's really leveled up. Definitely a force to be reckoned with. I'm not sold that he's future champ like a lot of the casuals say, but I'm excited to see where he goes. You know, with a last name like that, anything is possible, I feel, nowadays. So very excited to see. It looks like, yeah, a majority submission, which I actually lean more on the decision. I think Douglas is a savage. You know, he is a Brazilian black belt, so he should be good there. But also, wouldn't surprise me with Said also.
Yeah, good stuff. And you already touched on 90% rolling with Said. Majority is by decision. And this is a guy who pre-UFC, especially over in WFCA, was picking up a lot of decision victories. And then of the, 4 victories that he has in the UFC so far, only one of them have come by decision. 2 of them by decision. One by decision, excuse me. And that was against Justin Scoggins. So maybe he is able to pick up a decision over Silva, who historically is a very tough guy to finish. I mean, Rob Font is the only dude who has been able to finish Douglas Silva in the UFC, and his decision losses are also against pretty tough guys, right? Leroy Murphy, Zubaira, and then Peter Yan, who smokes everybody. So he's been in there with a lot of tough guys, and ultimately, I think that this is going to be a very, very close fight. But ultimately, I'm with you. I'm going to roll Said, but at that price point, I don't know. I think this is a little bit more dangerous than the minus 255 odds suggest, because if you look at Douglas Silva, I mean, this dude is an absolute brick house. The guy has a 10-pack somehow, and even though he's 37, he's just absolutely strong in there and is a guy who's very difficult to finish. So I think that Said is going to get tested in this one, but I do like him to end up winning a probably unanimous decision. But I think that you don't want to sleep on Silva because it's going to be an absolute banger. Any last thoughts?
No, absolute banger for sure. Don't know comments you got Silva or Said.